Wait, hold on.
Wait, I gotta put my pants back on.
Please.
On that note, welcome in, guys, to the CovrPrice Weekly Top 10. While you all are congregating, here's some DJ Lady style.
I'm in love with the shape of you. I'm in love with the shape of you. I'm in love with your body. I'm in love with the shape of you. I'm in love with the shape of you. I'm in love with your body. I'm in love with the shape of you.
All right, that was a quick, short one. I totally forgot. Today's the first top 10 of 2025.
Yes, it is. And
Yes, it is.
It's my first time back with you guys in 2025. You've been hanging out without me, and I was very sad. Very sad.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lando, if it's any consequence, we really did miss you, man. It's not the same without you, brother. Right?
Stop. You're making me blush.
Absolutely, man. This is Lords of the Long Box here. Look at us. We're partying it up.
Let's do it.
Hey, wait,
Word
what did you
up.
say?
Crazy. All right, before we get started, Marty, say what's good.
Hey, what is good? Greetings and salutations, you Tubanites, geeks and geekettes. Welcome to another Tuesday show where we're going to bring you top 10 tonight. And let's see what people are buying out there, right? And I had this because this is what it is. This is what people are buying out there based on market trends, based on what's going on with pop culture, movies, TV shows, you name it. So we're going to bring it all to you guys here tonight. We're going to have fun doing it always. Lady Laura looking gorgeous as ever. You know, we've got Gabe back. Lando, come on, man. Lando, he's the man right here.
Stop. You're hyping
Thank
me
you
up.
for joining us as always. We really, really appreciate it. So, Laura, back to you.
Lando, take over. He fed it to you.
Yeah, he segued me there. But guys, yes, welcome to not just another Tuesday, another year together where we're going to talk the top 10. We're going to bring you guys the books that sell on the secondary market every single week in 2025. Let's go. Buckle up, man. I'm ready, guys. 2025 already kicking off in a very interesting way. The top 10 list. I'm sure some of you have already seen some of this over on IG or whatever. I'm pumped to talk about it. I'm pumped to hang with these three awesome peeps because, like I said, 2 weeks away from you. What are you guys trying to do, man? What are you guys trying to do to me? You broke
He's
me.
having withdrawals. He's like, I need
Get that itch, right?
more.
Yeah. I was getting that itch too. I know exactly. I can relate to that, Lando. I had that itch until Thursday night, and then, hey, nothing like
Marty,
talking
there's a
little
crew
comic
for that.
books.
We can help
Yeah.
you.
I definitely
That is true.
I definitely missed you guys, Gabe especially, but the chat, guys.
Gabe, especially.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Especially. What are you
I
talking
was
about?
supposed to actually have a show with Gabe on my channel on a Sunday, but I got sick. I got sick in the holidays, so you know it hurt more to stay away.
You ate some bad poutine.
I did.
Oh my God! What? What did he say?
Nothing. Gabe, can we see your shirt? They're asking.
No shirt. We want Gabe without
What
a
am I
shirt.
wearing today?
What are you?
Oh.
It looks like a plain hoodie.
X-Men 26 shirt.
Nice. Oh, very nice.
Tidy whities. Show them. Let's go.
No.
I'm going commando.
Again.
Always.
That's
Always
the
commando.
only way to go, Gabe.
Yeah.
Much respect after that now, man. Much respect. That's the only way to go, brother.
Amen.
Oh my God. All
Well,
right.
Gabe, now it's up to you. Take it away.
Dude, I could roll. I could follow anything, man. This is shout out, yo. Shout out to all the legends and all the lords on the chat today. Good to see everybody showing up. 2025 is going to be an interesting year. I'm excited for this week. This is a good week so far. Not just the list, not that we're just back full force on the top 10, but we got Fantastic Four showing up in Marvel Rivals. Yeah, that's interesting. Another interesting little tidbit: CGC raising some prices on their
All that,
ratings.
man.
So that's a little bit something that's to kind of kick off 2025. We don't know where we're going to go from here, but already 2025 is being very, very interesting. And this list is interesting as well. So we're going to have fun talking about all the cool stuff in here with all the nerds in the chats. The legends here on Lords of the Long Box. It's going down tonight. It's going to be fun.
Let's do it.
I don't know about you guys, man, but that really hit. That gave me a nice warm and fuzzy right there.
Yep.
If you are just hopping in, this is the Cover Price Weekly Top 10. This book or this list is all about the books you guys are buying on the aftermarket. So we don't choose this. You guys do. We're looking at the most units sold. Every week we have a runners up. Marty, what do we have this week?
Yes, ma'am. Let's go with runner-up is Sam Wilson, Captain America, #1 by Torrin Clark. This is the Virgin 1 in 100 ratio published by Marvel in January of 2025. So this month, with Captain America Brave New World debuting next month, it's not surprising we get a book that features the two most prominent characters in the film front and center. This book is exactly that. But this 1 in 100 Virgin variant from Torrin Clark has been getting some aftermarket traction. The doubling ratio right out of the gate isn't always typical, and the extra attention isn't receiving due to the looming film might have pushed it up this list. We tracked 7 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 100%, with a high sale of $225 for a near mint copy and a current near mint raw price of $182. And I think that's what it is. This is just because of, the movie or or it coming out. I mean, nothing more than that. I mean, speculations. These things don't last very long. These are modern specs, man. It's okay to have, it's okay to turn around and flip it and everything. But any long term than that, I wouldn't waste my time. But on the other side of that, hey. Like to see where this goes if it makes its way up actually on the top 10 eventually.
Yeah, I'm surprised it didn't. Double ratios, nothing to snuff at. This is going for 225 raw. That's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Especially for a 1 in 100. It's, who's ordering 100 copies of this book? They think they're going to sell them off. So it's an investment for the stores. We'll see what happens. If you have this, everybody, get rid of it because
I agree.
This is a good time to make a little extra flip and make some extra cash and get some cool stuff. At least that's what I would do. But beautiful cover though. I like it. It's cool. It is beautiful. Red Hulk. You got Sam Wilson, Captain America. You got Patriot down there. Is that Ms. Marvel? Is that War Machine? I don't know if that's War Machine or what else, but there's some cool stuff going on this cover. Yeah. Too rich for my blood.
Very much so.
Awesome
for this type of modern, that is.
It's cool. I mean, it's a nice cover and everything, but I'm glad that stores are able to sell this. Like if they ordered 100+ copies of this random Captain America #1 and they got this variant, boom, that's paying for their entire lot right there. So,
it is Storm down there. Somebody in the chat, Planet Arizona Comics, it is Storm in that red band.
Storm? All right. Well,
yeah.
So, Gabe,
I see what they're doing here. I get it now. That makes sense. Cool. What's up, Nando?
Yeah. I know. I was going to say you're spot on with the fact that stores are probably not ordering 100 copies of this. What's interesting is the fact that this drops literally on New Year's Day. You got January 1st for only the 7th, and this exploded very fast on the secondary market. $225 for a raw near mint, obviously going well over the ratio price of the 1 in 100.
Yeah,
I get the hype. I understand the hype behind the movie, but I do think once the movie drops, so does this book. The book is going to come down. So if you're looking to pick this up, I would suggest waiting. But it is a beautiful cover. Don't get me wrong. Like this signed by Torrin Clark would look amazing. I don't know if it's because of the slide. I'm seeing the yellow label at the top, right, with the runner up. But yeah, I think signed, this would look gorgeous, but I would not fork over that money myself personally. If you choose to do so, there's nothing wrong with that.
225 is a really nice like vintage back issue.
It is. It really is.
It's just the way my collector mind is doing math, you know?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's our runners up. Before we move on, shout out to Tetra Diatom. I think I said that right. They went to our store. So thank you. We appreciate that. I'm bummed I wasn't there. But yeah, if you guys are in Arizona, come and check Bird City out. We got our brick and mortar up and running. So
and ask to use the bathroom.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Runners up this week, guys. We have Sam Wilson, Captain America #1, the Torrin Clark Virgin variant, 1 in 100 going for $225. Gabe, what do we have next?
All right, so I'm second here. Makes sense. All right, number 2. Are we on the right page? Number 2 should be the good old time slide.
We're going up. We're going 10, Gabe. We're going 10.
What am I talking about? But spoilers.
Yeah.
I was thinking Fakers all of a sudden. All right, so now we're actually in the list. There we go. This makes it. I'm a little out of practice here, everybody. So
You're good.
It's okay. It happens to the best of us.
Yeah, you're right. And I am the best of us. So,
yes, you are.
Number 10, Ultimate Universe 1 year in #1. The Alessandro Cappuccino spoiler cover came out at the end of December 2024. The Marvel Ultimate Universe has been building this past year. We have seen fan favorites from Spider-Man to Black Panther make an ultimate appearance. Both characters made massive debuts and caused quite a stir on the aftermarket. Is Black Panther making a stir? Interesting. The same is true for the recent debut of Earth 6160 Wolverine. This book not only marks the first appearance of this version of Ultimate Wolverine, but also this universe's Ultimate Nick Fury. This cover was hidden from retailers as a spoiler until it was delivered. It is the only open order cover that features Wolverine front and center. It is the cover that fans are chasing for the first appearance of these two iconic characters in the Ultimate Universe. We've tracked 28 copies sold, 7-day growth of 23%, high sell $31 for a near mint copy, and currently near mint copies are going to $16. So,
Lando, come on, go ahead, fix it.
Leveling out.
Alessandro Cappuccio.
Alexandro Cappuccio.
You went with the cappuccino and like
cappuccino.
I just needed I wanted some caffeine in me. Man. I was ready.
Gabe,
my little tiny cup here.
The guy is living right now. But yeah, dude, look, I'm not surprised to see this book carry over into 2025. With the Ultimate stuff happening, the Ultimate Universe, there was a lot of hype behind the character of obviously Ultimate Wolverine. Now, homage covers, there's so many books that get homage so many times. I wouldn't say Marvel Comics Presents 77 is up there, but if anything, I gotta say this was well done. I really think this is a well done homage. This was kind of, like you said, hidden, right? Like people didn't really know that this was going to be the cover up until a certain point. So, once it did come out, people were definitely hyped about this because you get the character, you have the homage, new universe. This is a no-brainer, in my opinion, to pre-order, to have picked up. And clearly, look, it's doing numbers on the secondary market. We'll see how it's going to hold. I think the story so far surrounding the character is great.
Yeah, I like the changes they made. I honestly, like I said, I like the changes that they made, and it's kind of a really cool intro. But this cover, I had no idea it was a Marvel Comics 77 like homage. It didn't jump out at me. Maybe because Barry Windsor Smith is such a phenomenal artist and his style is so unique and interesting, and it just didn't translate to me. But I can see it now that you mentioned it. It just wasn't an obvious thing to me. No, and I'm an idiot. So yeah,
they got the homage down to the tree itself. Like it has these same branches going, dude. Like if you compare the two, I'm like, oh, okay, this is pretty cool.
That is cool.
I'm not following the Ultimate Universe, but I hear a lot of good things about it. I don't think I'm going to be one that collect this, kind of like the Absolute Universe. But I have not yet. I haven't read this yet. But like I said, I hear good things. I think I'm going to start reading it, but not so much for the collection of it alone. But just I want to see where the story goes on this.
It's a good thing to pick up maybe in a trade paperback or something, because it is a good read. I mean, if you're already, as a collector, I understand the sickness. Okay, you're already in a little deep, and you got a lot to kind of backtrack on. Like you got what is it, 8 issues of Ultimates, 8 or 9 issues of Ultimates already out, so you got a lot to kind of backtrack on.
Yeah.
So if you pick up the trade paperback, it's a good read. Like this Ultimate storyline of just the Ultimates is like the best. Yeah. It's the one that's more overview of the universe and everything with the Maker and the countdown of the Maker coming up. So it's a really cool read for sure.
Yeah, and something
Michael Baker says go back and read Ultimate Invasion. Okay.
You gotta read that.
I'll start do that. Okay. Absolutely. Good pointers, guys.
Spoilers, but we'll talk about it later. But that's your like DC all in one shot for this universe.
Yep.
Ultimate Invasion.
Good. Thank you for that.
Up to what he did, how he kind of finagled everything. So yeah, definitely.
I got looking forward to it, man. Yeah. Looking forward to it.
Number 10, Ultimate Universe 1 year in number 1. Lando, you say it.
Alessandro Capuccio.
Spoiler variant. Raw near mint coming in at $31. Lando, what do we have next?
Guys, please tell me you saw this coming in 2025. Absolutely. It's Jeff, number 1, the Gurihiru, regular cover by Marvel back in March 2023. Jeff is probably the only likable shark in modern media. However, Marvel Rivals took Jeff the Landshark from a fun comic pet to a household name across fandoms. Marvel Rivals, the hero shooter game, has a massively popular debut. One of the characters that fans fell in love with was Jeff the Landshark. Most players aren't keen on playing a supporting character, but Jeff has changed that dynamic for many. He is a versatile healer and can also deal good damage. And if I could go off script for just a second, his finishing move is brutal. The way he just summons everybody, he like eats them up. You could spit them out over a ledge. It's menacing. But anyways, his antics have taken over most of Marvel Rivals' social media posts, and that has translated into a huge aftermarket movement. We tracked 11 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 42%, with a high sale of $83 for a CGC 9.2 copy and a current near mint raw price of $46.
Ooh, he's cute.
I'm going to challenge the idea that he's the only likable modern shark, because you do have Baby Shark.
Not for me. I this is not my type of niche type of collecting, to be honest with you. I don't really get into the game, so Baby Shark. Baby Shark Jeff right here is I got Baby Shark on my mind. Thanks, Gabe. I got Baby Shark on my mind.
There you go. Everybody enjoy your Baby Shark running through your head for the next.
Now everybody's doing the hymn to it. Baby Shark. But if
you got a kid, you know what's up.
It's a song that haunts my dreams. But guys, Jeff the Landshark is huge, man. Like every cover featuring Jeff the Landshark's been doing relatively well on the secondary market. Like you could take even the Zulu cover. It's actually this FOC that you guys saw today. If you checked out Previews World this morning, 9:00, we have the 4th printing now being done 2 years later, guys. It's Jeff,
so
number
silly.
1.
That's
right?
So silly.
Right? They're capitalizing.
I'm still curious as to who's really buying these books.
Well, somebody is.
This one or the 4th printing?
Well, the definitely like the West Coast Avengers one.
Yeah.
But even in Jeff the Shark in general, like I see this as a 9.2 for $83, which is a fair price. But I'm wondering who's buying it. Is it actually people who are playing the game? Is it? I just don't know where the next is coming in. That's my question, really.
I really think it's a mix. Obviously, like maybe some kid is going to his parents like, Daddy, I love Jeff the Landshark. Can you find me a puppet? Well, we don't have plushies, so let's look at the comic. Maybe that's it. But also us, the collectors, dude, whether we want to admit it or not, there's a lot of people that do flock to the secondary market in FOMO. FOMO is a thing, guys, and they pick these things up. And look, what I do so personally, look, I love Jeff the Landshark, but I think it'll eventually come down. All depending. This is not his first appearance. It's just,
Right. It's his first number one. It's always first appearance, first cover appearance, first number one. It's usually but that's what I'm curious about because I mean I wonder like who's really kind of buying this, like because Jeff isn't like the main character in the game. He's just one random character in the game
that everybody loves.
That
that's where it is.
Game. His finishing move is a jerk, and I hate it.
Yeah,
but I'm the Punisher, so I can cancel it, and which is fine with me. But it's just like I'm just like, where is it really coming from? Like it's people really buying it to think that it's because it's Jeff. Is Cloak and Dagger going up? Is Squirrel Girl going up? Like, is it like why is it Jeff? And why is it not like
I think Jeff Punisher? I think Jeff resonates with all pretty much everybody, right? Whether it's kids, whether it's adults, etc. It's a cute character. He's a menace. I feel like it's the Grogu of Marvel, right? I think that's what everybody's comparing.
Sure.
Like the mascot of Marvel? Is that what you said?
Like example, Star Wars now has Grogu, right? Like the little.
It's the baby Groot, the Grogu, Yoda kind of stuff. I get it, but
here's the thing too. If it's bringing in newer collectors, I'm all for it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Especially if something, if a kid's going to get turned on from seeing, oh wow, it's Jeff right there, or it's Baby Shark, and they like the way the characters are drawn. Then if it brings them in and gets them into reading comic books, I'm all about it. Like I said, it's about getting. I can't fault somebody for wanting to get this, especially if their child likes it or child enjoys it, or if they're or something within that nature. And once again, it goes back to nostalgia sells too. So this might be nostalgic.
And one thing I want to just point out before we move on to the next book, Laura, you pointed out a comment by Dre. Dre, I agree with you. There's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, FOMO is when you're really overspending for something that I think, you could get for still cheaper. When you throw money at stuff, I just want to clarify what FOMO is. But on the other side of things, there's many characters. Look at Spider-Boy. I know people think, oh, Spider-Boy is a dead spec. You're looking short term, but in 20, 30 years from now, if you throw that guy in a cartoon right now for our kids, in 20, 30 years from now, our kids are going to be looking for these characters.
And Bailey's a great character. All right, well said, guys. Number 9, it's Jeff number 1, top sale for $9.8, coming in at $83. And yeah, Marty, we're back to you. What do we have for number 8?
Oh man, I absolutely love this cover. And here's the thing, I had no idea about this cover until when it first came out a couple weeks ago. But anyways, number 8, Superman number 680, published by DC, September of 2008. In case you missed it, there was a huge trailer debut the week before the holidays. The highly anticipated trailer for Superman made a surprise release on December 19th, and it was wild. The trailer amassed over 250 million views in 24 hours, breaking records and making it the most watched DC trailer ever. In the trailer, we get a scene featuring the already lovable Superdog, Crypto. This cover is a fan favorite by legendary Alex Ross, and it has suddenly popped onto everyone's radar. Crypto made a great live debut in the trailer, and this classic cover is just a surprising on the aftermarket. We tracked 32 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 21% with a high sale of $250 for a CGC 9.6 copy and a current near mint raw price of $43. So $43, okay, attainable still as a in a raw. I think I want this. I do. I really do. First, I'm an Alex Ross fan. Absolutely love his work. Love his cover, and of course, I'm an animal lover. But who doesn't like Crypto? I mean, come on, really.
I think this is going to be like what we think of. This is his iconic image that everybody's going to think of.
It is
for Crypto.
Yeah, and I'm sure everybody's seen when the teaser dropped, right? The trailer dropped, and man, it was just adorable. I loved it. I knew it. Once he whistled, and you see something coming down, the snow, in the background, just coming down, and you're just like, oh, there he is, man.
My
I
dog
can't
would
wait.
sit there and watch me die. He wouldn't show me anything. That would just be how I die.
Mine would lay down right next to me. That's what mine would do.
Mine would bring me his toy, thinking I'm going to play with him.
Here, take the ball. Yeah, I agree with you guys. Alex Ross is awesome. I think this is going to be one of those covers that if you're a fan of the character, this is the one to have. It's the evergreen piece, so to speak.
I hope they they give us Ace the Bat Dog next. Any kind of like Batman trailer. Yeah. Batman's dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guys, I love the cover, and you know what? I think this is where it's reached now with this particular book, because getting his first appearance, forget about it. There's absolutely no way, unless you're living very comfortably, you would be picking this up. Now, looking at alternatives, Gabe, you mentioned it earlier in the show, first appearances, and then people will look at, the issue number 1, etc. But this one in particular is just a wonderful cover. I consider it a wall book just because it's gorgeous to display. If you had this in a slab, throw it behind you type thing, like it would look amazing. It's a gorgeous book. Alex Ross absolutely nailed it. Although on this cover does not look like the Crypto in the trailer. That's the only thing. This guy looks beefed up, ready to take on the world. That Crypto dog in the trailer looked like he wanted to play.
Have you seen the Crypto on Titans? Have you seen the Crypto on that one? Yeah, that's very similar to this Crypto. So I can see that.
All right, very good. Number 8, we have Superman 680, top sale for CGC 9.8, coming at $250. What do we have next? Is this Gabe?
Let's do it.
Gabe, didn't you just get this book too?
We just mentioned this.
I'm mad.
DC All In Special number 1. This is the Daniel Sampierre regular wraparound cover. Came out in October. The Absolute Universe is still trending in 2025. Absolute Batman and Absolute Wonder Woman set the market ablaze after they were released. While they trended for months, it looks like the book that has staying power is this book. It makes sense, though, since this book marks the first appearance of Absolute Batman, Absolute Wonder Woman, and Absolute Superman. While Absolute Batman is still trending on the runner-ups, it looks like this book is outshining The Dark Knight. We track 32 copies sold, 7-day growth of 150%. High sell, $15 for a near mint, and current near mint raw is $8. And this is the book to have. This is their first appearance, first cover appearance too, because it's a wraparound. They're on the back side of it, so it's funny how this just went under the radar for so long, and then finally it got picked up.
I had no idea until you had mentioned it on the show one time, Gabe. And I was just like, "Whoa, yeah, absolutely." Going back to seeing it now, I ended up picking this up this as well. But I see why people are getting this too. Remember, everybody's already gotten the Absolute Batman, the Absolute Superman, Absolute Wonder Woman. That's been hyped up already. So I see sales going down on those a little bit, and then now everybody, okay, let's go for the first appearances. People are finally starting to catch up.
Who's going to be next, Marty? Flash?
Well, yeah, we're getting.
Like, what's the order?
I believe we're getting Flash. We're getting Green Lantern, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, we are getting Green Lantern. Yeah.
So I have to wait a while for Zatanna, is what you're telling me.
Probably, yeah,
for sure.
Unfortunately, but Marty, great point, man. I was shocked to see. Well, not entirely shocked. Absolute Batman getting the love it got made total sense. I'm happy to see the success of the Trinity right here for DC, because although the main stuff is still ongoing, like Chip Zdarsky just was on Batman, did a wonderful job over there, but now you have the Absolute Universe, and people are loving this. But I was shocked to see everybody overlook this one, which has the first appearance of all 3 of these characters. Now, the cover for this right here, the all-in, is, you flip it over and you have the alternate side as well, which is really cool. I made sure to get 2 copies because you connect that together. Guys, I'm telling you, it's gorgeous to look at. But this being the first appearances, I thought this would have been way bigger than the other ones, but it's just, hey, the market works the way it works.
It's odd how it's just overlooked. And not only is it the first appearance, that's collector side of things, that's important too. But like we were saying with Ultimate Invasion, you kind of have to read this to get an understanding of the absolute universe.
Yes.
This is the story where Darkseid creates the ultimate universe.
Yeah.
All of that spins out of this book. All roads lead to this DC All-In special.
And speaking Ultimate Invasion, Marty, Ultimate Invasion 1 has the first appearance of Peter Parker as Ultimate Spider-Man, but yet Ultimate Spider-Man 1 was the book that exploded. So same thing here.
Yeah. Okay.
That book is still pricey. That's still like $100 book almost.
Yeah,
Good to know.
Held. Number 7, DC All-In Special number 1, the Daniel St. Pierre wraparound with a raw near mint coming in at $15. It seems reasonable. I'm not really sure on the print run on this if there's just like a ton of them out there, but $15 seems worth it.
Yeah, I went to my shop and they still had a copy.
It's attainable.
Yeah,
it's absolutely attainable. I say pick this up all day because if it and if you're not hitting it now, it's going to hit again. Believe me, absolutely. First of all, let's just say DC has really stepped up their game, okay? And not just in comics, but if you look in the cartoons and then James Gunn taking over Superman, it's DC is definitely picking up their game in a good way. I like where they're going with this. Much needed, long time coming. So,
and shout out to Colin Farrell winning a Golden Globe because The Penguin was awesome.
I agree. It was such a good show. It was such a good show. All right, Lando, what do we have next?
Up next, number 6, we have Return of the Living Dead by the ever so explosive Mark Spears, because yes, he had a tremendous 2024. Here you've got the regular cover, American Mythology Productions, December 2024. Now, Mark Spears reignited the desire for horror covers when he debuted Monsters in 2024. Since October, the Monsters covers have been trending on our top 10 and runner-up lists. Mark Spears kicked off another hot title to end the year on a high note. Return of the Living Dead is moving ridiculously fast on the aftermarket, selling over 50 copies in the past week. It was an awesome addition to top off the phenomenal growth of the horror genre in 2024. We tracked 51 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 70%, with a high sale of $100 for a CGC 9.8 copy and a current near mint raw price of $14. Now,
cool.
If I'm not mistaken, this book is like $5.99, $6.99, somewhere there. I'm seeing shops like already pretty much upcharging because some shops are receiving this, and it is what it is, right? It is what it is. There's nothing wrong with that. But Mark Spears, Return of the Living Dead, I'm sure you guys all remember that. Return of the Living Dead actually came out before I was born, but I grew up watching this. I'm a punk rocker. I love my punk rock stuff. So seeing this movie, for me, in my youth, I loved it. I fell in love with Return of the Living Dead. Mark Spears does a killer job on this cover. It's a no-brainer. It was a pickup. I pre-ordered. I absolutely had to pre-order this.
We're going to show you guys our issue number 3 tomorrow. So make sure you are following us.
On Bird City's Instagram?
Yeah, on our Bird City Instagram, we'll be showing issue 3. A little tiny... Can I spoil it a little bit?
Yes, please. You know what?
We're the only shop that was able...
Did I say yeah?
Can I?
Please?
Yeah. Okay. He's like, we were the only store that was able to bring back the bride.
Yeah.
So she's going to be on our cover. We're the only of that entire. We're the only. It's not on any of the regular covers. It's just going to be us, which is very, very cool. So thank you, Mark, for allowing us to kind of have that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I will say, Lord of Brooklyn, I see your comments. Brian McClay's show, apparently, he came out saying a few things regarding this. There was a little controversy. I'm not going to shed too much light on it. If you guys want to know more, I would suggest, head on over there after the show and check it out. But yeah, it was apparently something surrounding some nonsense, but I don't know anything further.
No idea. Like, we worked with the publisher and I haven't heard any of this. So this is like brand new to me.
Exactly.
I do have a problem with this cover, though. The zombie in the back looks like he's pinching a tent.
Oh.
Well, now I can't unsee it.
Do you blame the guy? Look what's standing next to him.
Yeah, he's absolutely excited.
Oh, yeah. Your eye just kind of, I would have noticed that until you pointed it out, Gabe, and then now your eyes just automatically gets drawn there.
You're welcome, everybody.
Oh,
Wow. There
Yeah,
you
he
go.
might
All
tell you, dude.
right. Number 6.
There you go. Look at that thing.
Yeah. In Portuguese, they call that a blica torta.
We call that a lapdog.
Number 6, Return of the Living Dead #1.
Oh,
March
God.
Spears, a 9.8, racking in at $100 and a 7-day trend of 70%. Before we move on, we're halfway there, folks, and there are 97 of you hanging out tonight. So thank you guys for spending your Tuesday with the Top 10 crew. Please make sure you sub the channel if you haven't already and give it a thumbs up. Okay, what do we have
from
next?
6 to midnight right away.
Yeah.
I look like 3 o'clock, to be honest.
It was more like, yeah. Okay, you know, go. Marty, you're up.
Wow, look at this cover, first of all. Man, take a moment, just take a moment to suck that in real quick, right?
Whoa.
Right after we just got done with that conversation.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on.
Okay. Number 6 brings you. Oh, I'm sorry. Number 5 brings you Deadly Tales of the Gunslinger #1 by Todd McFarlane. This is the black and white version 1 in 50, published by Image in December of 2024. While Spawn has grown extensively in the past few years, a few hell-powered heroes have definitely taken the spotlight. Gunslinger Spawn is one of those newly popular heroes. He's back in a new ongoing title, proving he has the following to run a second series. If you need more evidence of his popularity, check out this book's crazy aftermarket sales. This 1 in 50 ratio cover has been heating up, and it's not a cheap grab either. A current, raw, near mint copy of this book will run you nearly $300. That is insane, considering this book is barely a month old. If you simply want to read the origin of Gunslinger, covers A through C are still affordable. If you want a badass art piece for your Spawn collection, this will be your first big hunt of 2025. We tracked 8 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 8% with a high sale of $355 for a near mint copy and a current near mint raw price of $297. Wow.
What do you guys think? What do you think?
I love it. It's gorgeous.
I think it's cool. Yeah, I like the line.
It is beautiful. I mean, look at the horse. I mean, so well done. The muscle tone, the anatomy of the horse alone just really stands out. I mean, really well done. I am not much of a black and white guy, you know, but just seeing and the use of negative space in this too, absolutely well done. McFarlane always blows it out the block for me, man. I'm a huge fan of him, and I really love this.
Yeah, it's good to see Todd McFarlane doing some work. I don't know when the last time we really got like a complete cover from McFarlane. And like you're saying, the horse looks good. Artists will tell you the things they hate drawing the most are horses and cars. So
I thought it was hands.
Probably hands too. I'm sure there's a lot of things that's hard to draw.
Yeah,
but
certain artist feet too. But
yeah,
yeah, I hear a lot of artists have difficult time learning to draw hands and feet.
Yeah,
you know?
It looks good. I
know when I used to attempt to draw back in high school, hands were always the problem for me. You know,
my teacher made us sit there and do hands nonstop. Like I remember, we just sat there drawing hands. It was
wow. I literally just mastered a stick figure, to be honest with you. So. Yeah, my drawing is terrible, but yes, McFarlane absolutely crushed it on this cover. It's gorgeous. A lot of people obviously fell in love with the character Gunslinger. To be honest with you, though, this raw near mint copy, I kind of would flock more to the Spawn 174. Add a bit more change to this 355. You could get the first appearance of the character. That's just me, but. Again, beautiful cover, 1 in 50. Very impressive. We just saw 1 in 100 of Sam Wilson, Captain America, go for 2 something. It was what, 255? 1 in 100. You're looking at 1 in 50 of this book, 355. Very impressive.
Yep.
7 times ratio. That's that's really good. Damn. All right, well, there you go. Number 5, Deadly Tales of the Gunslinger #1, Todd McFarlane black and white version variant for $150. And like Lando said, a raw near mint coming in at a whopping $355.
You Spawn people are hardcore.
They're legit. They're dedicated. I was wondering when this was going to pop up. So here we go. Number 4.
Yes.
There we go.
This is
Number 4. I think that's me again.
Yes,
Yeah.
you.
It's me. All right. Lobo, my boy. Chris's favorite, Dr. Yo-Yo's favorite character. He's not here, but I'm still going to talk about him. Lobo number 1 from DC Comics, September 1990. So Momoa is returning to the DC Cinematic Universe as Lobo. What was once a rumor has now been confirmed. The actor will be portraying the character in Supergirl World of Tomorrow. The fan favorite casting has caused a massive surge in Lobo books. If Lobo's first appearance isn't what you're looking for, the first issue in his solo series is also gaining popularity. This book also details Lobo's origin, which is also a minor key issue, and it is the first time we see Lobo's 4th grade teacher. All right. This book's popularity is on the rise with the recent casting news. So make sure to nab a copy in the aftermarket. 82 copies sold that we tracked. That's a 7-day growth of 114%. High sell is $190 for a CGC 9.8. And current very fine raw is pricing at $16.
Nobody else could play Lobo. Like, I mean, this is perfect casting.
Yep.
Perfect casting after horrible casting. So
Correct.
Good for him. This is great. Good to see Lobo. One more thing about this. There is a second print for Lobo number 1. All you guys out there that love your second prints and stuff like that. The thing is, it's really hard to locate because nowhere on the cover does it say second print. The only way you can find a second print is if somebody takes a picture, or if you look at like the first page in like the indicia, it'll say second print in there. So
that's tricky.
You gotta, if you go hunting on eBay, hopefully they take pictures of the inside book. Ask. I did that. I'll ask, but hey, can I get a picture of the back of the book and maybe the first page? Wink, wink, and see if they have that second printing on there. So a little something out there to kind of hunt and find.
Yeah. Look, Lobo is a badass character. I know some people think he's a knockoff of Wolverine or whatever. I think he's a great character. I think the casting is good. It was inevitable. We all saw this coming. You know what I mean? Especially when he came out saying, if they call me, like, I'll do it. Well, it was the open invite to, we all knew it was coming. Now, the Lobo number 1 hitting these numbers, seeing this 114% increase. Gabe, you said it earlier. If you're not going to get the first appearance, you're going to grab yourself a number 1, right? And that's exactly what people are doing here. I don't know if you guys caught the show last night with Comics Covered. We were talking, the 2024 wrap up, and Matt at the end of the show, he brought out this like foreign book of Lobo, and it's a die cut. Like if you open the die cut, there's like an orgy happening in front of him. That's Lobo, guys. That's nice. And Lobo really came to be as of this point here, right? Like, sure, we get him in Omega Men 3, but like we didn't get him as the badass Lobo that we came to know later on. And this is pretty much some of that starting point, I guess we could say. And I love this book. I think it's a beautiful book to have in your collection. It's awesome. I'm just surprised it's taken this long for Lobo books to start to get some attention.
Plus,
Lobo books have been up and down, Yeah. I actually have my number 1. I actually have Simon Bisley's signature at one of the conventions, so I have his signature on a few of my Lobo books and stuff. Very happy to meet the guy. Pretty cool guy too. Kind of, a little bit out there, but he's
reminiscing.
Anyways,
Simon Bisley's Lobo covers are some of the best covers.
Best. Love his covers, man.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Going back to this though, guys, Tony, I love you, Tony. You and me we're tight. We're good. But here's the thing. He did some interviews with his, oh God, who was that super hot chick from
Sydney Sweeney.
She was he was married to her forever. Oh my gosh, I can't remember her name. Anyway, the point being, she was like, oh, he just makes me laugh all the time. She's like, that's what I love about him. He makes me laugh. So apparently Jason Momoa is funny. So we'll find out. But I saw some interviews and he was like goofing around and messing with her hair. And
you can't be good looking and funny. That's not fair.
No, he seems like he's kind of a jokester. He was married to Lisa Bonet. And yeah, she would say that he was just funny and made her laugh. So
I actually, and not to reminisce again, I actually rode down an elevator with him one time going to a convention.
Yes.
Do
it again.
You went down an elevator with Jason Momoa.
Yeah. I got in an elevator. I just got to the convention. I think it was the Dallas convention or the Houston one. Anyways, went in the elevator to get going downstairs to go to the convention, and him and a couple of his Samoan guys, came in, and I was just like, "Holy shit, man!" I was like, "Yo, what's up, man?"
Look at Gabe flexing. Very nice.
Love it.
But anyway, I think that he has the ability to pull off humor, but I guess we'll find out.
Yeah,
number
we'll
4,
see.
Lower number 1, 9.8, $190. Who's Lando? Are you next? Lando.
Yes, I am with Spawn 360, guys. Brett Booth right here, the Virgin 1 in 50 by Image Comics, dropping right now, January 2025. This is the book everybody is excited about, especially if you're a Spawn fan, because Todd McFarlane is back. Now, last month, news broke that Todd McFarlane was returning to the Spawn ongoing series, with the first issue being this one right here, issue 360. Fast forward to last week, which I don't know how that's physically possible, but anyways, when this book was flying off the shelves, fans of Spawn were excited to see McFarlane back in his element and take Spawn in a new direction for 2025. This book took off, and so did the much more elusive 1 in 50 ratio cover. First off, this is a beautiful Virgin cover. Secondly, it marks an important moment in time for fans of the series. And finally, being a retailer incentive, it makes it a harder find for collectors. A 3-part recipe for success on the aftermarket. We tracked 26 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 71% with a high sale of $269 for a near mint copy and a current near mint raw price of $203. Again, the Spawn books, even at a 1 in 50, are exploding.
Man, I mean, this is a sick dude. This is a sick. Brett Booth does amazing work, man. You get Brett Booth and Norm Rapman together working on something, which they do a lot. This is just sick, dude. Amazing cover, man. I can definitely see that.
I said it before and I'll say it again. You Spawn people are hardcore.
Yeah.
Like 260, 269 for a 150. Man, more power to you guys. I know the Spawn. I know the Spawn fanatics out there, and they are serious about their Spawn, and that's great. Todd McFarlane's back.
The chains, the way the material, the cape moves, it's perfect.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I mean, let me. And I showed you guys this earlier. I mean, just an example of a beautiful, gorgeous cover, man.
Love it.
I mean, look at that.
So good.
Just sick, man. I mean, they do some amazing work. I mean, McFarlane, Brett Booth, Norm Rapman. I mean, they do some gorgeous, gorgeous covers, man. Not just the A covers, but you've got to look at the variant covers too. The B and C variants. Such amazing work.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Our super chat, guys, really quick. Jabez Creed just gave us $5. That's our first super chat in 2025, right?
No,
Yes.
We'll take it. Should have been writing in the elevator.
Thank you.
Nice.
I'm curious to check out Spawn now that McFarlane's on the writing duties. I'm curious to see what happens. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
And it's good to see the creator come back.
Yeah, that's what everybody's pumped about. So 360 marking the return. Yeah, no kidding. They're going bananas.
Yeah. Number 3, Spawn 360, Brett Booth, Virgin variant, 1 in 50, coming in at $269. All right. What do we have for number 2?
Number 2 brings you Time Slide number 1, Rob Liefeld, Hidden Gem 1 in 50 ratio, published by Marvel, December 2024. Cable and Bishop ended 2024 with a bang. In the final issues of 2024, the heroes take on a villain trying to stop the X gene from ever existing in the timeline. This adventure through time gives us a glimpse of what is to come in 2025. It also introduces a few new players to the main universe: Avery Ryder, Bakuna, and a new unnamed symbiote. Every year, Marvel releases a teaser book for the upcoming year, and it looks like fans have caught on. With these new characters introduced, this book could prove to be an important future key. This book is also a retailer incentive 1 in 50, making it much more desirable as fans hunt this cover on the aftermarket. We track 6 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 140%, with a high sale of $165 for a near mint copy and a current near mint raw price of 91 bones. There.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Nobody ordered this book. This book is hard to find. Like,
Is it?
I don't think a lot of stores ordered it. It's a one shot of a Marvel book of just, Cable and Bishop. But I'm surprised they didn't order it, because this, in the solicits, this was the image they used in the solicits to pump the book. So I'm surprised more stores didn't order it. I can understand why they didn't. 150, Marvel books might not be the best sellers in certain stores, but people are after this book. $165 for a 1 in 50. We're talking this whole entire show variants that are just doubling, tripling, 7 times X their ratios. So there's something going on here. It's a cool image. It's a pinup from X-Force number 8. So it's weird that they're kind of bringing that back out and making it a cover. It's kind of a cheap. Yeah. I feel like it's always kind of a cheap thing when they just take an image and slap it back on. But it's a great image. This image actually sold. The original art for this sold a couple of years ago on Heritage for like $15,000. So now that was a pinup. Now homeboy who bought that now has himself an original cover. So nice. There's a good little glow up there for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So look, what surprises me is that we haven't learned, especially from books like Timeless, right? This is what this is. Timeless books are giving you a foreshadowing of what's coming. There's a story in it, but it's breaking down upcoming events that are going to take place, and it gives us a little backstory. In the book, it's very interesting. I'm actually going to show you guys very quickly from my phone, but there's a moment where they come across this scroll, and it's like some kind of revelations, and you see an entire list here of events that they're looking at, and in there you see there's One World Under Doom, which is up and coming, right? And then you have Ultimate Incursion there. So clearly we know now the Ultimate Universe that's taking place eventually is going to have an incursion. If you saw FOC that passed last week, Free Comic Book Day, you saw there was something Ultimate Universe related. So I don't know if that's going to be the kickoff of the incursion. But guys, yes, there's stories inside these books, and there's a lot of important things taking place within this particular issue. Now, Gabe, was it Gabe that read this one?
No, I didn't read this. No,
sorry. Another thing, in every Timeless book, and this being Time Slide, this scene always tends to happen where they give you this web of things that are going to unfold. And you mentioned there was that little Venom character, and this is the character, cute little character,
right? He's so cute.
unnamed character. But we'll see what comes to be. But those events that are mentioned within the book are what I'm looking forward to. Exactly, Liger. This is a very fun read, man. I loved it. It was really good. But to be honest, the cover here, Rob Liefeld, I'm not a big fan of the cover. I think it's okay.
I mean,
where's the eject button on this thing?
Number 2, Time Slide number 1, Rob Liefeld, Hidden Gem variant 1 in 50 with a raw coming in at $165 and a 7-day trend of 140%. I saw a few in the chat saying that you could still find this in your stores. Maybe pick it up and then flip. I kind of think this will come down though. All right, last but not least, the moment we've all been waiting for. Good to see this book back. Here we go. What do we have for number 1?
There it is. Big book of the week, everybody. Omega Men, Volume 1, Number 3, February 1983. Lobo is back on top, everybody. This book was a top contender for a while when rumors of Jason Momoa's casting started floating around. Momoa was considered the perfect Lobo casting, and this book has soared with speculation. Months later, it is ranking at the top of our list thanks to the confirmed casting that good old Momoa is Lobo. He is set to make his cinematic debut in Supergirl World of Tomorrow. If you thought this book was hot on rumors, this book is now fired up. We've tracked 186 copies sold, 7-day growth of 82%. High sell, $400 for CGC 9.8, and near mint raw copies are $96.
Damn!
I am one of those 186. I sold my 9.8 the moment this was announced. I threw it right on eBay and flipped that 9.8. I'll be able to buy it later when it's cheaper.
Yeah, I still have mine, and I bought mine cheap, and just like you said, Gabe, just like any spec on a movie, this is going to eventually go down.
Yep. And what a cool, this is for some reason just one of those evergreen kind of first appearances. Lobo isn't the biggest character in the world, but for some reason, this book and his first appearance is just one of those ones that are in people's collections and people always want.
Absolutely, it's a key issue. That you're always. This has always been a key before even this was announced. The Omega Man number 3 it's organic within itself and not because of the movie. So that's what it has going for it. It's going to still be a key book, but it's just not going to be this much. Give it some time; it'll go back down.
Gabe's a dirty flipper.
Yeah, hey, I'm fine with that, dude. Oh no, I made a little bit of money. I am a bad person.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, man. But guys, you brought up the point that this has been a key for the longest time. I think this goes to show you that DC keys are very underappreciated. And I'm not talking about those big books. I'm not talking Action Comics. I'm talking about other characters that exist within the DC universe that are key characters, very important. I put this alongside Tales of Teen Titans 44, first appearance of Nightwing. I'm surprised such books are so low. And even after the fact of the news, Omega Man 3 being $400 and a CGC 9.8, I know it's gone up in price, but I'm still surprised to see it. I consider this to still be low. Again, I know that you probably think I'm crazy. If Momoa slays this, representation of Lobo.
Ryan Reynolds all over this character.
Exactly. If he really embodies Lobo and people come to love it, I think this could have room to grow. I really think some DC keys as such are very underappreciated, and I love this book. Although, like I said, you get the real Lobo later on within comics and stories, right? So that's, if you want to go for the sake of read, then I would suggest those ones. But for first appearance, I think this is still a good price. Again, it's higher than the norm. It has come up and down, like Marty said earlier. I just don't see this coming down after the movie because I do have faith in Momoa.
Yeah, I think this will ride on the back of Momoa's acting ability and what he can do in the character. If it's great, this book is going to probably be a hot book for a long, long time. Yeah. If it sucks, which I doubt, and then it'll go down. But I agree with you, Lando. I think I've said it before. DC keys are undervalued right now. We got to look forward. It's the old. You might understand this, Lando. You're from Canada. The good old Wayne Gretzky quote of "Don't be where the puck is, be where the puck is going to be." Right. Yeah. And right now, everybody's always looking at Marvel stuff and things like that. Right now, it's the time to get some cool DC keys. Villains, hero. Don't spec too hard on villains, of course. But there's a lot of good DC books out there that are just waiting to get picked up. They're super cheap. Teen Titans 44, that's a $200 9.8. That's a really good price for such an important book. Yeah. So a lot of good stuff out there.
Yep. Exactly, man. I thought you were going to quote somebody else. What's called? You remember when Michael Scott did the Wayne Gretzky, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take type thing from The Office.
Now I want to watch that. Yeah, I think this is cool to see. I have an 8.5 in the other room that just didn't even deserve an 8.5. It was probably more of an 8, so I felt happy when I got an 8.
I have to go back and see what my grade is. Yeah.
But guys,
once in a while, right?
We saw what James Gunn did with certain characters. In Guardians of the Galaxy 3, he managed to get Star-Lord to say fuck. That was the first big fuck in the MCU, right? So now having a character like Lobo under James Gunn, if DC tells him, "Hey, do what you want,"
I love James Gunn's writing, man. I mean, because one, you're going to see sex in it, and then you're going to see some horrific killing. I mean, James Gunn's killings, man. I mean, he just explodes heads and things like that. You know what I mean?
And the soundtrack. And the soundtrack.
And it's very comedic and a very funny style of writing too. So I think all those three, I think it would make a good movie. You know, with just like you said, Lando. James Gunn, I think he's going to do an amazing job with what he does with Lobo, man.
Yep.
Well, time will tell, guys. Read the tea leaves in the meantime. At number 1, we have the Omega Men number 3 with a top sale for a CGC 9.8 coming in at $400. 7-day trend of 82%. And yeah, that was it. That was our last show of 2025. Or
no, our first show.
Wow. You went by really quick.
We now
have 2025. Yeah.
You know what I mean, dang. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, before we go though, shout out to our wrench in the chat, Rudy. Thank you for being here and moderating the chat. We appreciate that. Let's do a quick round table of goodbyes. We'll start with Lando.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. The first one of 2025. Although there was a top 10 list on January 1st, which ironically, Gabe, we were talking Marvel Rivals. Penny Parker was on that list last week. I don't know if you saw that first appearance. So nice. Some of those Marvel Rival characters are getting a little bit of love, but I'm so happy to see you guys. Marty, Gabe, Laura, I missed you tremendously. The chat, I missed you guys so much. It's so nice to be back. I cannot wait to rock the entire year with you guys. The Lords are here, baby, and we are going to rock with you for the 365. It's not a leap year, right? Does anybody know? Because if it is 366, whatever.
I don't know. My nephew was born on leap day too, and I don't know if it is one this year or not. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm a bad aunt. I don't remember. Gabe, you're up. Say your goodbyes.
All right, everybody. Goodbye. Thanks for showing up. It was a fun show. We talked about lap hogs. We talked about Baby Shark. Yes. You never know what's going to happen on this show.
And the 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock from 6 o'clock to midnight. Like we were going down and up, going down an elevator.
Mostly up.
Yeah. I don't know where I'm gonna. I don't know how to end this outro. But thanks for showing up, everybody.
May the comic God no. Let me just say, first of all, I am excited. This is going to be an amazing year. I mean. I'm so optimistic about this year. I really am. There's some good stuff happening in the country, in this great country, right? There's some great things happening. And maybe with these great things, we'll be able to afford more comic books, get more bang for our money. You know what I'm saying? And that's where it goes right there. But I'm so optimistic about this year. I think this is going to be one. And I'm glad I'm doing it with you guys. And the people in the chat, just some dedicated people. I mean, I see these names every Tuesday, Thursday. I mean, they're always on there. I always see Rudy. He's the wrench there. Liger, Jonathan. I mean, all these people in the chat, they're always on here. And I just want to say thank you guys for joining us and making this fun, because I have fun doing this. I don't know about you guys, but I really have fun. And when I see you guys in the chat responding and inputting and giving your feedback, it just makes it even more enjoyable for myself, you know? So thank you so much for just for being here. I think 2025 is going to be fun. It's going to be amazing. We're going to see some great, amazing things happen. And not just in the country itself, but even with this comic book, right? The comic book world.
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be some great stuff. I mean,
Marty,
on the horizon.
Explosive. 2024 was explosive. I feel like 2025 will be as well. I feel you.
Yeah, brother. Okay. So, regardless, Laura, awesome to be here as always. And once again, thank you to the chat as always. And may the comic should I go ahead and do it now, Laura? Or did you want to say something before I do it?
Do it. No, you got it. Do it.
May the comic gods and our friend TiVo continue to bless your long boxes, fill them with golden, silver, bronze, modern coppers, and Spawn. May you prosper and be blessed in this new year. Excelsior.
Yeah.
Well done, Marty. I can never follow that up. Guys, sub the channel, like the channel. We'll be back on Thursday for our Shaker Show. Immediately after this, you'll be redirected over to Near Nirvana. We're going to cover the runners-up. So if you didn't make anything on this list, you're bound to make something on that one. And I promise you, a lot of those books tend to merge over to the top 10 the following week. So it's kind of reading the tea leaves. Am I right? In the meantime, you guys have a great night. We will see you later. Thank you so much for tuning in. Peace out.
For the entire crew, this is TiVo saying keep digging in them long boxes. Peace out.